And here is the Writer's Almanac for Tuesday, July the 30th, 2019. It was on this day, 1965, President Lyndon Johnson signed the Social Security Act, which created the Medicare and Medicaid programs, country's first national health insurance law. It's the birthday of the novelist Emily Bronte, born Thornton in Yorkshire, England, 1818, known for the only novel she ever wrote, Wuthering Heights, about a boy from the streets of Liverpool, Heathcliff, adopted into a wealthy family, falls in love with his adopted sister, Catherine Earnshaw, and when he realizes he can't have her, he tries to take revenge upon the entire family. Passionate, tragic love story written by a woman who apparently never had a romantic relationship with anybody herself. In fact, as far as it is known, she rarely even spoke to anyone other than her immediate family members. Some scholars think that she may have gotten the idea for the novel from her brother's life. He was fired from his job as a tutor after it was said he had an affair with the mother of the children he was supposed to be teaching. He was an alcoholic. He was addicted to laudanum, and it's possible that he told his sister about all of his life experiences, his addictions, his love affairs, and his failed attempt to become a painter. Just after Wuthering Heights came out in 1848, Emily's brother began to fall ill. She took care of him for the next several months. He died, and she came down with the same illness a month later, and she had died before the end of the year. She was only 30 years old. It was on this day, 1935, the publisher Penguin released its first paperback books with the goal of making the classics accessible to the general public. It's the birthday of the blues guitarist Buddy Guy, born Lettsworth, Louisiana, 1936, made his own guitar when he was 13, learned to play listening to the records of John Lee Hooker and others, started playing clubs in Baton Rouge, moved to Chicago, 1957. He was just 21 years old, and that's where Muddy Waters discovered him and took him under his wing. He was very popular in the 60s. He was a sideman for Howlin' Wolf, Little Walter, Coco Taylor. Eric Clapton said, Buddy Guy was to me what Elvis was for others. But it bothered Buddy Guy that rock and roll stations would play an Eric Clapton version of a Muddy Waters song, but they would not play Muddy Waters himself. It was on this day in 1975 in Bloomfield Township, Michigan, near Detroit, that Teamsters leader Jimmy Hoffa disappeared. He'd been involved with the Teamsters from 1932 to 1975, been its president. He'd had ties to organized crime, went to jail. President Nixon commuted his sentence. And on this day in 1975, Hoffa told his friends he was going to meet with two mafia leaders at the Red Fox restaurant in Bloomfield Township. Police found his car hours later in the parking lot. No sign of Hoffa. His body has never been found. Here's a poem for today by W.H. Auden, The More Loving One. Looking up at the stars, I know quite well that for all they care, I can go to hell. But on earth, indifference is the least we have to dread from man or beast. How should we like it, were stars to burn with a passion for us we could not return? If equal affection cannot be, let the more loving one be me, admirer, as I think I am, of stars that do not give a damn. I cannot, now I see them, say, I missed one terribly all day. Were all stars to disappear or die, I should learn to look at an empty sky and feel its total dark, sublime, though this might take me a little time. The More Loving One, a poem by W.H. Auden. And that's the Writer's Almanac for Tuesday, the 30th of July. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.